what I really feel that we gravitate towards every time we're together is the bigger story, the bigger mission, and what real estate can actually do for the lives of people by transforming their life.
Absolutely. You know, Cherise, Peak Producers, I'm going to toot your horn just a little bit. One of the things that we did one time was take families who couldn't find housing. Had it not been for you, we had a very large family who would have been homeless. And inside of that group is a true heart that cares about the community. And so there's been things over the years that I've been privileged to be able to be a part of. Starting the Peak Producers was important because I think people look at real estate agents sometimes as just greedy, money hungry. I mean, sometimes that's just a perception that happens out there. And I can tell you, the more I've got to know you, the more I've got to know a lot of people within the Peak Producers. It couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, I still remember you in your green shirt and Levi's picking up trash when the city of Colorado Springs wouldn't.
That was our first project, by the way, as a group.
Yeah.
And the market had tanked. And it was Mike McGuire's idea, but he wanted to bring awareness into the city and kind of shame the city for not cleaning up their medians.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it worked.
It did. It wasn't long after that some of the biggest developers, Norwood, got into it and got involved. And at that time, they were even threatened to come after us because we were in the medians and stuff we didn't get permits.
Right.
So we actually got some threats on that. I rented that one machine called the Billy Goat, which it would even cut small trees down. It got away from me, and we lost a Volkswagen that day.
Bill, we've had an incredible beginning, and it just grew from there.
Yes, absolutely.
And to the point now where we have raised, literally as a group, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. Absolutely.
I mean, it's, and that money has gone into places that I always say one of the things that I look forward to, and I hope this doesn't sound weird, but when I go to heaven, one of the things I really look forward to is seeing everyone that was touched, because I think everyone touches so many people that sometimes you don't even know. And so to be able to see, how that has affected some lives, and especially like with reclaiming innocence,
reclaiming hope.
Reclaiming hope. I am very sorry they did,
okay.
and I did that.
You did,
but one of the
good.
things about that is like that thing. I mean, they rescue people who had been in human trafficking.
Right.
And it's not like, one of the questions I asked one time was like as a man, like how can we be involved? And like where that comes from a lot of times, I really can't, because of the things that happen to those people, or those women. And so one of the things that's really cool to me is like, I won't see that till I get to heaven, to see like the things that we done, the bags that we made for them when they were rescued. I won't really get to see that.
Yeah.
And so to me, that would be one of the coolest things ever, being able to see the little things that you do that you don't know.
I know. It's amazing. And I think of how it built upon itself, going from picking up trash to going into that you mentioned that large family, that family with 10 children that had never slept on beds.
Yes.
And, so then they got into housing, and then we really joined forces with the Springs Rescue Mission.
Yeah, Catholic Charities before that.
That's right.
Yes.
Adoption programs and work readiness with the rescue mission.
Yes.
And connecting with the men who had gone from homelessness and despair into an actual program where they become completely self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
And they're out of addiction, and they have their own jobs. We've gone to graduations. We've seen people's lives transformed. And you're right. There will never be any indication of the magnitude. Because if one person's life has turned around, how many more people will they impact?
Well, at the graduations that we went to, obviously these people are coming out of substance abuse, alcohol or drug addiction. And at the graduations, one of the most amazing things to see is their kids or even their mom and dads come where they haven't spoke sometimes for extended periods of time. And just to see them sit there and embrace each other and know that they're changing their path. They're going from total despair and nothingness back into family, back into their faith.
Absolutely.
And just to see that, if I would say, if anyone ever gets a chance, and I know it's not really a big public event, but it's one of the most moving things I think you'll ever see.
I would agree with that. It's riveting.
Yes.
And then you see that the men that have gone through the program, they are like a brotherhood.
Yep.
And they keep each other accountable.
Yes.
And there's also help for women.
Yes.
They're developing those programs. And then the third nonprofit this year that we're a part of is Mary's Home.
And you just drove right into it with, women with children who don't have spouses or have abusive spouses.
Yes.
They're called the hidden because sometimes they don't want to be found because they don't want their kids taken away.
The hidden homeless.
Yes.
And they're couch surfing with kids.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that program's amazing because it gives them, that gives them hope. And one of the things I like about Mary's Home is when they leave there, I know this sounds like a simple thing, but they take their dishes and
Yes.
so when they leave there, they actually have like a life, and it's what they built that they take with them.